One old-fashioned Christmas dinner worth a dozen nowadays that's delivered by installments in sleek, newfangled ways. Take me back, O Almanac, to a time when several courses come together in one bunch, all united in their forces. 'Twas a time when joined together, old and young and saint and sinner, could be found all gathered round one old-fashioned Christmas dinner. Oft I think that dinner over, how once more I'd like to try it. But you see it can't be managed, all my money wouldn't buy it. Can't fetch back the old-time framework, can't arrange a proper meetin'. Most all the folks I'd asked there long ago had quit their eatin'. First, I'd want a slice of winter that would fetch out what was in you, air with glittering blades sharp as if they meant to skin you. Froze up cloud boats in the hills trying hard to make a landing. Trees with snow-white blankets on, sleeping like hosses standing. Fences peeking through the drifts, clear plate glass across the river. All the chimneys breathing steam, crawling upwards with a shiver. Sun, a yellow chunk of ice, failed to furnish any heatin', and remains for nothin' 'cept to be present at the meetin'. Critters in the barn sharp set as when you fed 'em. Snow and frost unusual sassy, yell out every time you tread 'em. That would be a valuable mornin', worth the trouble of apprizin', glad that Christmas happened round on a day so appetizin'. And then I'd want our dad on deck, up and down his last year's cider. Made us toe the mark, you know, but he was a first-class provider. And when he slung his banner out, come and have a Christmas dinner, everyone that got the word knowed his stomach was a winner. And how they hustled through the snow. Horses kept their bells a-ringin', runners creaking like a sign, gals a-cacklin' and singin', old folks wrapped up double bulk, baby bundles half a dozen, and the dogs wouldn't have thanked the dogs of the king to call 'em cousin. And so I'd have 'em come, ere the morning hour was through with, comin' wagon loads on runners more'n what we knowed to do with. Mother, would I have her there? Well, I would somehow or other. And I haven't learnt so I can speak steady yet concerning mother. And I see times when I'd give half my days of growing older for just a half an hour of her, with her gray head on my shoulder. When the folks was all set down, then a proper need confessin', I would ask Grandfather Jones to offer a good old-fashioned blessin'. Not a short, impatient one, as so often I hear muttered, but a long one that improved the appetites while being uttered. And I would have the victuals there at the start as fur as able. I wouldn't want to waste a prayer on a bare and empty table. Now take holt and help yourselves, Father said with kind inflections, and the crowd that sat around didn't need no more directions. And though they journeyed far, ere the clock said half a minute, Uncle Tom would make first base 'fore the others could begin it. And Uncle Jake could eat the most, through his ways discreet and subtle, and Aunt Melinda's knife would fly swifter than a weaver's shuttle. And Cousin Ruth would pick her plate, every bit of food a-spyin', and neighbor Spoon would very soon have a wishbone up a-dryin'. Cider applesauce too strong would make Deacon Wilson hazy, and Cousin Sammy would eat mince pie till he drove his mother crazy. 40 others, more or less, caperin' around in Christmas clover, making friendships more strong, healing former fusses over. Knives a-flashing, plates a-crashing, pewter spoons and forks a-jingling, everything by chance contrived to set your blood a-tingling. All as cozy as can be in a happiness bewildering. And if Christ could have come there, he'd have said, "Keep at it, children." And now I sink in thoughtful reverie, and try with all my mind to guess why my joy was so much the greater, when my wealth was so much the less, and how new splendors and rich banquets cannot satisfy the inner soul and body like the dear, sweet, old-fashioned Christmas dinner.